Hello, my name is Craig Chenicek, and I lead the strategy and portfolio management teams covering communications, software, and video products for Motorola Solutions international markets. Today, I want to cover a high-level overview of the solution strategy for both channel and direct partners. But before I do, I want to take a step back and I want to thank each and every one of you. We've just lived through an incredible year, and we appreciate the resilience that you've shown through it all. 2020 was a year of learning. We learned about new ways to do business based on our restrictions and limitations, but it also opened our mind and our eyes to new efficiencies and new methods of doing business. As a matter of fact, many business sectors even saw leapfrogging of a decade of evolution just in order to survive through the pandemic. Now, we can't stand still. Our competitors won't stand still. Our customers don't stand still, and either can we. Continued innovation is critical to your future, and it's critical to our future. So today, I'd like to talk you through an overview of Motorola Solutions' corporate strategy, where we're focused, where we focus our investments, and what we're doing to accelerate our solutions, and then finally, to highlight potential growth areas for you in the APAC markets. So let's start with the corporate strategy. It all starts around our core, the innovation that built the foundation of our LMR business. Around the world, we have over 13,000 systems deployed in over 100 countries. Our government, our public safety, and our commercial customers will continue to require new solutions and next-generation system enhancements and software features, as well as analytics, in order to keep up with the changing world. And we need to continue to drive incremental services to continue to support incremental efficiencies. This is part of our core strategy. And this strategy is not one we're abandoning, but rather continuing to support. At the same time, we continue to expand into new areas, one of which is command and control. Our command and control software solutions support a public safety workflow from end to end. It's addressed in today's public safety workflow by a number of point solutions that we've invested in and built a unified suite of end-to-end command central solutions that meet our customers' needs. And this is a core difference that makes us unique from our competition. The fact that we have taken and brought together an entire ecosystem that supports a customer's needs and a customer's workflow in the public safety environment. And just like in the public safety environment, we've also started moving into the video security and enterprise space. We're working through new investments, including go-to-market resources, to increase our coverage and to drive our share capture in this new, incredibly exciting and growing market space in APAC and around the world. And lastly, in addition to our core, our command and control focus, and our video security enterprise focus, we're coming up with a solutions-based services that allow our communication networks to become more easily managed. As you would imagine, as complexity increases, so does the difficulty in comprehending and managing the solutions. They're becoming complex, software-centric, and data-driven, but MSI has expanded our service offerings to offer flexible consumption models, either in OpEx or CapEx, that partner with the way our customers and our partners want to do business with us. This forms the strategy of Motorola. This forms where we focus, and this forms the foundation for us to move forward. Now let's talk a little bit about innovation and let's talk about investment. Motorola sets the gold standard for innovation and investment in the space that we participate in. For example, in 2019, we spent nearly $700 million on R&D. And just for reference, that's about 18 times the amount of spend that our nearest Asian competitor spent. So for all practical purposes, we have moved ahead and so far ahead that it gives us a competitive advantage in the space. But knowing where to invest, how to invest, and how to take full advantage of market trends are really the differentiation between making a difference and growing to our ultimate capabilities. So let's talk about some of our new product enhancements and our new product initiatives that are focused on investment in virtually every single part of our core business. Starting with Tetra, we've just introduced at the end of last year the MXP 600, which you might know is the smallest, most advanced Tetra radio ever released. It builds on a hardware platform with various different software packages that are matched to customers' requirements by tier and by solution, and even integrates a connection to an Android smartphone to provide a collaborative application to control either the radio or to do workflow apps outside of the radio, but connected all the way through. In the PCR space, we've actually announcing the most advanced product we've ever done in the PCR portfolio called Ion. It is the most connected PCR device we've done to date, and it runs Google Mobile Service and allows downloadable workflow apps from the Google Play Store. This allows the customers to have the most benefit of the DMR PCR solutions, but also integrate the future and the integration of workflow apps into their PCR or their DMR workplace. Now in Astro, we haven't sat still at all because we've just released, of course, Apex Next, which is our LTE connected version of Astro. And our LTE connectivity provides us new opportunities for not just better ergonomics for larger screens, but also connectivity, allowing fleet management, device management, connection for GPS, and even backup push to talk for coverage area concerns. So the connectivity that our new line of Astro radios provides us takes us to a new level of performance and, frankly, new level of perfection. And finally, in the LTE space, we've announced Evolve, which is our next generation LTE device, providing a brand new tier and functionality for the private and the commercial networks. So across PCR and Tetra and Astro and LTE, it's very important to continue to keep the product portfolios fresh and relevant, and to align our investments at Motorola to the key growth areas to always make sure that we're investing in the right places and have products that customers are looking to solve their needs, adding value to where they need solutions. We use a process at Motorola called the one list process. Sounds very simple, but fundamentally, we try to decide where to invest in the near term or in the long term by aggregating all the market data, whether it be market share, market positioning, our own position, what we've learned to figure out where we are and where we want to be. And this gap analysis really helps us decide where to put our investments in order to align with the strategies as I've covered before. But we don't want to just look internally. We also want to keep an eye on the external market. So we keep an eye on short and long-term market trends, such as government spending or commercial market budgets. External factors like oil and gas prices, or even with the new pandemic issues, COVID rise or declines, and how that affects GDPs and global recessions. Because every one of those has an impact on what customers demand and how you and we satisfy those requirements. We also have to keep an eye on our competition because the landscape always is changing. Who, for example, is growing? Who's shrinking? Where are they investing and on what? And how do we stay ahead of that? We also have to take advantage of understanding macro market trends. For example, push to talk over cellular, which didn't exist a decade ago, has now provided an opportunity for some countries and developing nations to leapfrog over LMR and traditional solutions to solve their communications needs. And all that, as well as looking at other industries and other markets to see how other companies are doing business. For example, the advent of coronavirus has shown us new requirements in the area of cloud, on-prem or hybrid models, and how we can take advantage of value-added services using new technologies. So we don't just look inside for deciding where to spend our money and where to do investment. We also focus a lot of our effort on mergers and acquisitions in adjacent and expansion places that'll help us in growth segments of the market. For example, in the last 3 years, we've spent over $2 billion in acquisitions to support our growth in key areas of focus. For example, in our core or unified communications, we focused on mobile workflow apps, including acquisitions of Airwave in UK, Kodiak for mission critical push to talk around the world, and Gridstone in the Asia Pac space. We've focused on public safety and command center with the acquisition of Spillman and Fvesta to help us enhance our end-to-end solutions for public safety workflow. We're now focusing on cybersecurity and services more so than ever before because of the critical importance of this in the global structure by acquisitions with Lunarline and Delta Risk. And finally, as I've said, video security and analytics are becoming paramount to our future investments. We've had recent acquisitions on the mobile video side with Edis6 and WatchGuard for body-worn and in-car video, as well as Vigilant for ALPR and license plate recognition. And on the fixed side, focused on acquisitions with Avigilon, Indigo Vision, and Pelco, which all lead the industry for fixed video solutions. The combination of our own R&D and our mergers and acquisitions portfolio integrated together help us address the end-to-end solutions that are paramount to our execution of our strategy. Now let's take a step back and look at APAC. There's a lot of things happening in the Asia Pacific region, and those market trends, if we understand them, can provide significant opportunities. Now, the first thing you must say is opportunities. What just hit us the last year? Wow, multiple COVID waves have happened, which set back economies, and a bumpy post-pandemic recovery across Asia, happening inconsistently in different countries and different regions. But in each crisis lies some sort of opportunity. And as Winston Churchill said, never waste a good crisis. So where do we go from here? We basically have to take a step back and say that all regions are not equal, all recoveries are not equal, and all markets are not equal. So we need to dissect and figure out where those opportunities are and invest and support the growth along with the return of their economies. For example, we know in China, the GDP is coming back faster than any other place in Asia, and it's primarily driven by the services sector. Whereas in India, of course, most of the investment is moving to digital and smart cities. So that's obviously a place for investment and an opportunity to focus. Whereas tourism and the recovery of tourism drives dependency in emerging Asia, like in Thailand or Indonesia or Vietnam, it's not necessarily the place that's coming back the fastest. And we see more opportunities in the area of natural resources, like mining and oil and gas. And then a market that's not returning as quick as some of the others is Japan. However, Japan has an incredibly large LMR market. And if we understand how to play differently, we can win in the push to talk on cellular and the video space in Japan, even though recovery hasn't been as rapid as some of the other areas of Asia. We're seeing advanced security surveillance spending by governments in places in developed Asia, like in Singapore or Hong Kong. And of course, cybersecurity, managed services, and cloud-based solutions are taking root and predominantly growing in Australia. So as illustrated here, each region has a different recovery, a different area of focus. But if we dissect and understand those opportunities, it shows Motorola and you where we can have our best opportunity for success and growth. Now, when it comes to the competitive landscape, in APAC, they're not the same. For example, we cut our teeth on the LMR space and critical communications. We have a very high market share there, but we need to defend that share. And the way we do so is with continual innovation. We need to incorporate rich solutions to help our customers. And we have to remember our customers don't stand still, and neither do our competitors. And for that reason, We at Motorola need to continue to invest with an expanded portfolio because our competitors are doing the same thing. We've seen key competitors now enter the body-worn space or the converged technology space. We need to stay one step ahead. But adjunct markets like video, far larger than LMR. For example, video is more than 2 times the size, but the market landscape is very, very different. In APAC, most of the major competitors are global, strong players. Hikvision, Panasonic, Hanwha, they're all very large, very dominant, very powerful. And it takes a lot of focus and a lot of understanding of how we can position ourselves in this market, primarily through our relationships with our customers and our end-to-end solutions that I mentioned. And finally, for example, the command and control space is nearly equal to size of the LMR space, but it's a growth opportunity for us. Many are looking for point solutions as part of this workflow that I explained. And we have built the end-to-end command center, offering software that supports 911 calling, dispatch for first responders, communicating with personnel in the field, and managing the records and evidence all the way through the process. Each of these elements differentiate us because we provide a unified suite of solutions which provide us an opportunity to distinctly differentiate from our main competitors. So we can't forget that our strong reputation with customers and our partners, Motorola's trusted brand, our technology leadership, certainly our breadth of portfolio and our product performance, our reputation for durability and ruggedness, as well as our specialized support services, all of these things working together position us very, very well for success. So the future is all about innovation. And this innovation does not only provide better basics, but enhancements to all of our core products. It provides the ability for technology convergence and end-to-end solutions, all of which that improve our customers' experience. It goes without saying that the more we provide, the more technology that exists, the opportunity for more complexity could be there. But by integrating technology and improving our customer experience from end to end, we can reduce this and increase our customers' levels of satisfaction. Now, with all this investment that Motorola has given and all the positioning that we believe we're partnering with, what we ask of you is we ask you to focus on learning all about our new products and our new solutions, not just the Motorola ones, but of course our acquisitions and our expansion areas. We ask you to learn about how to upsell and offer these solutions across the entire market. Sell to all your customers, all your customer tiers, and work to add value from end-to-end solutions from one to another as you're working to satisfy customer needs. The combination of all this investment and the combination of you addressing the full market will both help you and Motorola drive growth. Now, in return, what do we commit? Well, we commit to continue to strengthen our partnership with you. As I've said, we've invested heavily in new products in virtually every business segment that we serve. In the core, Tetra and Astro and PCR and LTE, as well as our expansion portfolios, and now our emerging areas. We continue and will continue to invest in more complete end-to-end solutions in all these areas, embracing unified communications and its software and video solutions, all of which are growing markets which can be addressed by you. We continue to commit presence in the APAC markets, a very important growth opportunity for both. And we also commit to upgrade our skills in our people, skills in our teams, and skills in our tools, all of which help us to be a better partner for you in order for us to make it easier to do business with. And fundamentally, I believe that this enables all of us to help people to be the best in the moments that matter. I'd like to thank you, and I certainly look forward to the time that we can celebrate our collective growth in the same location together sometime very soon.